Hey guys, welcome back. This video is on one of my very favorite begonias, and it's hybrids. Okay, this is Begonia Masoniana, also known as the Iron Cross begonia. This is the typical form that people are familiar with. It's got kind of like a, I guess, lime green colored leaf with a reddish to burgundy design in the middle. I would say cross, but it's really not a cross. It's got an interesting kind of like a hand or a claw shape to it. This is the typical species, but, and I know I've shown you some of these, or at least one other of these, but there are cultivars. This one here, which I think you have seen before, is the tricolor. So it has like a mint green, and then the cross, which is similar color to like burgundy, is outlined in a darker green. So it has the three colors, and here's them together so you can see the difference. Cool, huh? That's one. That's the other. Yeah, really, really cool. The next one in my collection is the Variegated Masoniana. And it's almost like, I don't want to say it's reversed, where it's just the maroon or the burgundy is not consistently, kind of like you see it here in the middle. It's kind of like splashed around, and it's more brownish burgundy than it is green, and the green pokes through in little splotches. So yeah, this is the Variegated Masoniana. This leaf needs to go, but I want to wait until I get some more leaves because this is fairly new. But look at how cool that leaf is. It's really pretty. By the way, if you don't have one of these, they are so easy to grow. They're very sturdy. I love sturdy plants. They're strong stalked leaves. They don't wilt as easily as other begonias, and they can handle some neglect and some dry conditions. So you don't have to miss these guys, for example. Okay, so that is the variegated. And last but not least, we have a new cultivar, which is Begonia Iron Maiden. So it's Masoniana Iron Maiden. And really kind of interesting. Mostly green, but the little bumps are darker colored. So it's like the bumps are the maroon color, and and the rest of the leaf is kind of like an olive green, I guess I'd say. There's a blush of kind of maroon on the leaf surface as well, but it's not as distinct as it is in the cross of the Iron Cross. But look at how cool these leaves are. The bulleted, ruffled foliage. And I think I said this in another video, it reminds me, all of these remind me of like Pilea Moon Valley, I believe. Yeah, it's like got that same texture to it. Kind of corrugated in a way. But yeah, so these are in different setups. So we have the traditional Masoniana growing in sphagnum moss, okay? And you can see it's very dry. You hear it crunching? It's very dry, it needs to be watered. But you don't see this wilting because this is a very sturdy plant. So I really have to water this. It's very crunchy. So that's that, and I just have it in a little shallow dish to catch the extra, but I don't leave like water in a reservoir or anything like that. Obviously, it's dry. And then the tricolor is in regular potting mix that it came in, actually. Oh, look at that. There are three crowns to this. Very cool. I didn't even look that closely. And this has a wick that I've added in case there's any extra moisture that falls to the bottom of the cup, but I don't leave a reservoir typically for these either. The old leaves are damaged from, before I owned it, but the new leaves that have come out since I've had it, there's about three of them so far. They are in perfect condition. As you can see, they're beautiful. And yeah, I'm looking forward to this getting really full and gorgeous. That's in the self-watering with potting mix. Over here we have just in potting mix. I don't know if I'm going to keep it here. This potting mix seems to hold a lot of moisture, so I'm trying not to water it that much. But, oh, such a beautiful plant. I just love this plant so much. Look at that. God. Yeah, so I'm going to figure out if I'm going to keep it in the potting mix that it's in or put it in something a little different. And I got to get rid of these leaves that or subpar, as you can see. And last but not least, the Iron Maiden potty mix. It's pretty airy. It's got a lot of perlite in there. This is what it came to me in, and I just kind of kept it in there. And I'll see how I go. Usually with these types of begonias, if they come in small pots like this is like a 3.5 inch pot, I think, square. I usually keep them in there because it dries out nice and quickly, and I don't have to worry about root rot. Especially because the soil mix is very airy. It's got a lot of perlite in it. But, so there you have it. Those are my Masoniana hybrids, Begonia Masoniana. I love them. They also propagate from either dividing that rhizome that's on top, which is kind of like that stem, as you can see it, that lays across the surface of the soil, or the moss, or whatever you're growing it in. Or you can take leaf cuttings and either take a leaf with a stem, put it in water, in a petiole, put it in water, and it'll start growing a new baby from the cut end. Or you could take slices of a leaf, and everywhere that there is like a main vein, you have the potential to get a plant from each vein. So, yeah, very easy, very beautiful, very cool, and apparently very popular. So if you can get your hands on, especially the newer hybrids, which is like the Variegated or the Iron Maiden, I say go for it because it's worth it. They're sturdy plants and they'll make you very happy. Before I sign off, I also wanted to show you, let me move these aside, everybody part ways so that we can see. My Hoya, unrelated, but my Hoya multiflora is getting ready to bloom again from 2 new peduncles. Boom, boom. The old peduncles that bloomed from this one up here, they're turning yellow and they're falling off. This one never bloomed, but it's falling off as well. So I'm learning, actually, as we're learning together as we go. But it seems to me that Hoya multiflora only blooms once per peduncle. I could be wrong, but so far, that's what I'm experiencing. It blooms, the peduncle stays, and then eventually it starts to yellow and fall off while the new ones start to develop. And almost every node, I've been getting a peduncle. I got it on this node, this node, this node, and then it skipped a node, and then it's doing this node. So I also decided to put this in self-watering, so I have a wick, and I've been keeping about 1 centimeter of water in there because these plants are thirsty. Multiflora are thirsty plants, and I just love the flowers. Now, interesting, people always say, oh yeah, multiflora, they don't really have a scent. Well, they don't during the day. I was walking past it, and it was like 11 at night or 12 at night. I can't remember, 12 midnight. And I smelled something like, what is that smell? It's really nice. It smells almost like lilacs. I went up to the multiflora, and sure enough, the fragrance was delish. It was so nice and floral, and they get big droplets of nectar. And I know this is kind of gross. If you might think this is gross, but if you put your tongue to the nectar, you get a little sweet treat. It tastes good. It's like a little sugar droplet. Anyway, so yeah, look at how tall it's getting too. It's growing nice and tall because I staked it. Anyway, so that's my multiflora. Even though that wasn't supposed to be part of the video initially, I said, you know what? Instead of doing just a separate video on just that plant with just the 2 new peduncles, let's just put them together, shall we? Again, if you have any questions on Masoniana, any of the hybrids, you could treat them all the same way. So I'll just say Masoniana in general. Reach out and leave a comment or anything, you know, wave, smoke signals. Don't forget to like this video if you enjoy Begonia Masoniana hybrids like I do. Give a thumbs up, like, and subscribe. Hit that bell if you want to be notified. And I will see you